Well, hello everyone, sports fans, Chiefs Kingdom, this is Cal Nix Baker TV here once again. So time for another prediction video. As it is this Saturday afternoon, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC Divisional Round playoffs. And, excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold and still recovering, so bear with me. Anyway, yeah, so the Chiefs and the Jaguars in this divisional round game, and the Chiefs in 1C, which means we were awarded the first round bye, so we haven't played in 2 weeks. And well, what a story it's been for the Jaguars. Uh, they unexpectedly got hot towards the end of the season, and uh, finished the season on a 5-game win streak, and ended up winning the AFC South. And they came back from a 27-0 deficit last week in their win over the Chargers. And boy, that was pretty incredible. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half, and it looked like for sure the Chargers were going to win it. They probably had about an 80-90% chance of winning, but that completely faded out, and the Jaguars won on a field goal as time expired. So pretty incredible. One of the largest comebacks in NFL playoff history. So, and well, these two teams played each other back in Week 10, and in that game, anyway, yeah, these two teams played each other back in Week 10, and well, I don't think many people thought, if you would have told me that at that time that the Chiefs and Jaguars would play each other in the playoffs, I would have been very surprised. I would have not have believed that at all, because at that time the Jags were 3-7, Chiefs were 7-2, and in that game, Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence threw 2, and yeah, the Jaguars played their hardest, but it wasn't enough. We won that game 27-17, and the Jaguars since that game in Week 10, they have only lost 1 game since then, and that was in Week 13 to the Lions. Since then, they have not lost a game. They've won uh, 6 games in a row. Yeah, so just an amazing turnaround from they had the worst record in the league really the past 2 years, picking first in the draft the last 2 years. Now, with a new coach and Doug Peterson, it's been an amazing turnaround for this team. So this, will not be an easy matchup for the Chiefs, as Trevor Lawrence, who was top 10 in passing yards this season, Mahomes led the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns with over 5,000 yards for the second time in his career. Trevor Lawrence had over 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions, so he had a great year. And they were led by leading rusher Travis Etienne, who had missed all of last year's rookie year with a foot injury, and now he's got over 1,100 rushing yards. Only 5 touchdowns, though. But yeah, so in that game they had against the Chargers last Saturday, uh, like I said, Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half, and they won the game 31-30, I believe. And yeah, one thing I think that's to blame on the Chargers side is they were without their top receiver, Mike Williams, but they also, in the Chargers' Week 18 game, played most of their starters, in which they had already locked up a playoff spot, and in fact, they already actually had clinched the number 5 seed, so it really did not make a whole lot of sense to play most of their starters. So I'm sure Chargers coach Staley probably regrets doing that. So, and the Chargers did fire their offensive coordinator. So, and yeah, the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, leading receiver with over 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, which was tied for second most in the league. Another great season and an outstanding season for the 7th round draft pick Isaiah Pacheco. He had 830 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, in which he really was not supposed to be the main starter until Clyde Edwards-Helaire got hurt. But man, he's had an outstanding season. So has Jared McKinnon. Yeah, he had by far his best season yet. So, but yeah, so I think this will definitely be a close game. There also is a chance of snow. I think also like rain too, so maybe sleet involved in the game in Kansas City. Yeah, that's interesting because Trevor Lawrence has probably never, or probably only a couple times in his whole life has experienced snow. Of course, going to Clemson in South Carolina, growing up in like Georgia, probably never experienced snow or sleet or anything like that. So, uh, could be a struggle for him. Uh, I know the Jaguars are going to play their hardest, and yeah. So my score prediction for this game, I'm going to say the Chiefs will win it. I'm going to say uh, 33 to 27. I think it will be a close game. I think, wouldn't be surprised really if the Chiefs are trailing and we come back and win it in the fourth quarter. So, and, well, the other matchups this weekend, you have the one seed in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the New York Giants, who upset the Minnesota Vikings last week. I do think the Eagles will win that one with Jalen Hurts back. And the Bills and the Bengals playing each other after they were not able to play. Or I guess they technically did, but not the entire game. Eventually canceled due to the DeMar Hamlin uh, collapse issue thing. And then the final game, Sunday night, the Cowboys and the 49ers won a game that should be. Cowboys, Dak Prescott had arguably the best game of his career, and then went over the Buccaneers Monday. And yeah, the 49ers, who led by the last pick in the draft, quarterback Brock Purdy, who had to start due to injured Jimmy Garoppolo, and boy, he's just been remarkable. Has not lost a game since taking over as starter. So, yeah, so the winner of this game will face either the Bills or the Bengals in the AFC title game, and if the Chiefs win it, the Bills happen to win, then the AFC title game would take place in Atlanta uh, at a neutral site. So we'll see. That'll definitely be a bit different, but oh well, we'll see. So what you guys think. So till Saturday, 3:30 start. Countess Baker's saying, "Go Chiefs."